Hey, welcome to the channel. Yeah, I know we haven't been doing any repair videos in a long time, so I thought let's get that back into the system again instead of just having our conversations in the morning. So today we're going to be talking about a pancake compressor and how I go about fixing them when they're not running right. So stay tuned. Alrighty, welcome back to the channel. My name is Eric. If you didn't already know it, yep, this is Repair Channel for Northern New York Parts. So we got this pancake compressor in. The customer bought it a year ago, started it twice, let it run for a while, but this time he couldn't get it going. So how do I tackle this? You know, both as a homeowner and as a mechanic, because it's going to be a two-way street here. It's going to be a learning lesson for you homeowners, and probably just another video for you guys wanting to look at repair videos. So the first thing I do on these is I dump all the gas out. I know it could be good gas, yeah it could, but it could be your downfall from the get-go. So I eliminate everything that I know is not right. When we poured this out, it had a greenish color, so I'm not sure whether the customer was using two-stroke in it. He did say he put an additive in it. Nonetheless, we dumped it. I put fresh fuel back in it, and as Jason recommends, PRI-G, we use this all the time in our fuel. And what we found with using it, it seems to be helpful, you know, with a lot of the stuff, but it's one of those things that it's a cheap investment, and you don't need a bottle this big. This is huge compared to what you need. You don't need that much. Alright, so back to the pancake compressor. I dumped the fuel in it. And the other thing was the customer complained he couldn't get the spark plug out. The spark plug sits down in there. And this tool here is still fairly short to go onto that plug. But we were able to get it broke free. We did do a compression test on it to see where it was, and it was up around 150, 148. So we knew that that was good. What you're doing as a mechanic and a homeowner is you're kind of eliminating all possible issues. So the next thing that we did was we popped this case off. It just held on with Phillips screws. And then it just pops right off. Use a regular screwdriver on it. Set that aside. Alright, so down here is where you check the oil. I thought he might have had two-stroke in it, thinking that it was a two-stroke and not engine oil here. This dipstick is made so that when you fill this reservoir, it's going to show full when it's hot and when it's cold. When we opened up this dipstick, I took almost three-quarters of a quart out of there before I got it back to the ad mark. So somebody somewhere had overfilled it. So you always want to check that too. This compartment right here is what houses the air filter on the carburetor. Now, a lot of times if you're a homeowner and you can't get it to start, a nice little trick is what ends up happening is if it sits for long periods of time, the carburetor will dry right out. And sometimes it's hard to suck its own fuel. So just using simple carb cleaner and spraying it up into the carburetor and then giving it a pull, and if it starts and runs, you're good, right? No, you're not. It just says it'll start and run on carb cleaner, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's got enough compression or the rings are in good enough shape to start it on a cold crank using the choke. But knowing that what we did was we did that yesterday, and I took it outside and I let it run for probably 10-15 minutes, and the smoke coming off what I feel was two-stroke finally got cleared up, and then I think the PRI-G helps a lot. So this is going to be today a cold start, and a cold start just simply is, let's see, put her on choke. Everything else looks good. Got the little pull cord on the side. If your machine will do that after setting for a day after you've used the carb cleaner, that's all you needed. You know, just that little burst. It's a cheap investment to have around, but don't get into the idea of thinking that, well, if I spray carb cleaner and it starts, it's going to run and run good. No, it's not. It just means that it started on something that burns a lot hotter than just regular gas. So, yes, this is a good way to get yourself, if the carburetor is dry, to get the fuel sucked up and stuff like that. But you really want to take and do a good job of doing a compression check on that engine. Dump the fuel. If you don't know the fuel, and don't tell me, well, the fuel was good last year, that ain't gonna fly. Get rid of it, put it in fresh. You can check to see if it's firing by using just a spark tester, and you need the right tools. We don't even have the right tools for this compressor, because this should be a lot longer to do this with, but we were able to pull the plug out and put it back in. Sometimes doing less and doing something easy is all it needs. You know, whether it just needed the carb cleaner to get it started and then let it run for a while, but we put all fresh fuel into it. The oil needed to be drained anyways. Check that, guys. Don't overfill. When you're filling this, don't tip it on its side and just start pouring oil in, then tighten up the cap. Because if you get too much oil, it's just as bad as not enough oil. So on that note, you guys have a great day. And in the comments, if you have any questions or comments, put them there. We got a great crew of guys that do this every day that can answer questions even when I can. All right, you guys enjoy.